What started out as an exploration of one's experience with mental health and healing has now turned into a blooming business highlighting Black womanhood outside of the lens of being strong, beautiful, and resilient. Joining me now to discuss Vibrance BW is founder and visual storyteller Zhané GayByrd. Zhané, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. Now, I know your experience in photography and visual storytelling and art is different maybe than some others. How did you first get started in the art industry?
Yeah, so it all started in 2016. I took a trip to Cuba, and I actually went with a school trip to do research in political science. And I actually went to study the regime of Cuba.
Really?
If it would change. Yeah, very audacious, right? But that's kind of the person I am. And I went with photojournalism students, and they had cameras. And so what ended up happening, I kind of took a camera of one of the students. He wasn't using it as much as I wanted to, and I took it the whole time, and I just captured the beauty of Cuba. Prior to going, I didn't know there were so many Black folks in Cuba, and just literally the essence in Cuba just filled my heart. And so that trip sparked photography for me. I was like, this is what I'm meant to do.
Wow, that's so amazing. And then there was Vibrance BW. That's what was born from that.
Yeah.
And you really want to focus on Black women, their story of healing and mental health. Why is that an area of importance for you?
Yeah, so actually in 2019, I was like, I love photography, but I want to do it with a purpose. And so I dreamed up Vibrance BW, and from my own experience with mental health, seeing my mother, my grandma had passed, I have them right here. I carry them with me everywhere I go. And so I was seeing just folks in my life, women in my life moving through, Black women in my life moving through mental health issues, but not really acknowledging it. Saying, I got it, we got it, we're okay. Like, usually Black women hold so much of the burden for the family, right, and the community. And so I wanted to really dive into that, destigmatize mental health, and tell our stories in a radical way in how we choose, because healing and mental health is something that we go through, and it's an exploration. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I got chills just listening to you say that, because I could feel the passion. And I love that you have your family with you here today, because I'm sure they're both watching and they're present right now in this interview. So that is super exciting.
Thank you.
And you also, so once you went on that journey in 2019 and realized that this is the path I want to go down, you actually did receive a grant to create your own project. Can you tell me about that grant?
Yeah, so a big part, so when I was dreaming up Vibrance BW, I wanted to take Black women on this journey of exploring their mental health. However, I can't do that with saying like, hey, I need you to pay me for studio time, my equipment, and just leaving them high and dry as they expose some of the deepest, darkest traumas. And so I applied for a grant for Black women photographers and Nikon, and I kind of just did it on a whim, actually. But I received the grant in January of 2022. My mom had just beat breast cancer, and I was elated because now I have the funds to see this project through, cost-free to my participants. And also I worked with Headspace, and they were able to sponsor some mental health care packages for each participant. So they left with a therapy masterclass, they left with Headspace subscription, they left pouring into the project, but also in others, because it's about awareness, but also having something for themselves to continue their healing journey.
Wow, so you kind of started your own little movement here when it came to mental health, wellness, especially when it comes to Black women. What does that mean to you personally to be able to see that transition and just give them something good?
Yeah, I wanted to really like focus on the beauty and the rawness of what healing looks like. I really want, and it's important for me to create a safe space for Black women as we dive into these stories, because a lot of time it's a lot of denial, right? It's a lot of coming to terms, and with that Black women, we are very proud, proud women, and so it takes a while for us to understand, like, hey, I am actually going through something. I need help. I need to focus more on myself, because a lot of times we just give to others. So that's what it meant for me, and I feel like through the process of seeing this journey out, I healed so much myself.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so much myself,
That's so wonderful. I can see it too. I can see that authenticity right here in your eyes. So what's next for you, Zhané? You've done this project. You've helped so many women with mental health. What can we look forward to next from your work?
Yeah, so to conclude my project, actually last month, or the beginning of this month, I held an exhibit to conclude my project, and it was an experience. Like, yeah, it was mind-blowing. And so I am selling prints from that exhibit. So would love folks to come to my website, vibrancebw.com, purchase prints. I have a magazine that entails, it's the first series. So it entails the journey of all the participants. And what I want and what's next is to continue to get funding so I can see this through again and again and spread the awareness and message. So it's not only for the participants, it's also for the community, to build community and awareness about mental health and healing for Black women. So want to take it to the national stage, international stage, as I continue to grow.
Well, I can see your growth just from what you were talking about from the beginning all the way up until now. You've helped so many women. You've gotten your message out there. Thank you so much for caring about mental health as well as Zhané and sharing that with us today.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.